Students and staff, I'm Ariande, and welcome to our broadcast for this week. I would like to introduce my co-host, Margot.
Thank you, Ariande. Today we have info about the upcoming art show.
That's right, Margot, and we also have part 2 of our teacher jobs quiz.
And at the end of the episode, we have the answers to our teacher job story. Let's listen in to this week's news. Hi, I'm Margot, roving reporter of the Dwe Nc. Today I'm in the art room to ask some questions to Mr. Fow about the art show. What day is the art show and what time will it be?
The art show is next Thursday from 5 to 6:30 after school.
Who will be coming to the art show?
Everybody is invited. Bring your family and your friends. Anybody, all students. There'll be artwork from all students on display.
What type of artwork will there be?
There will be tiki mugs, sculptures from the 4th grade, and then comics from the 5th grade. Also, the 5th graders designed a t-shirt design for the Dublin food pantry that they will use to raise money for the food pantry. That'll be on display, and there'll be ways to order that shirt for 5th graders, for anybody that would like to buy the shirt that our 5th graders designed for them.
Where will the art show be?
Right out in the commons where you guys eat lunch.
And what will happen at the art show?
We will have art, at least one piece of art for every student except for kindergarten on display on big towers, and then there will be the 4th grade sculptures on display on tables and comics, and there will be snacks provided by the PTO, I think. So you can come and it'll be like a big art gallery out there. You can see your artwork on display with everybody in the school.
Hello, DWE. It is time again for this week for Guess Which Teacher Job Contest. I'm your host, Helen. Feel free to grab a little piece of paper if you want to play along as an individual, or you can play along as a class with our quiz. The object of this game is try to pick the job a staff member used to have before they came to Daniel Wright Elementary. The answers will be revealed at the end of this broadcast. Okay, here we go. One of the jobs is a lifeguard. Lifeguards can work at pools, water parks, and rec centers, and even the ocean. This job is fun if you like people and you love the water. You learn lots of life-saving techniques. Speaking of pools, someone has to build them. Pool construction is a special type of construction. It requires strength and attention to detail. You have to make sure you keep the customer happy with your work. This is a job that brings people happiness, and you can see the amazing results. The next job is working in a medical lab. Doctors send blood and other items to the lab to be analyzed. Ever had your doctor swab your throat for strep? That goes to a lab to be checked. People have to take in specimens, examine them under microscopes, and run scientific tests. This job requires organizational skills and a love for science. Another job is working in food service at a retirement home. Senior citizens may need help with food preparation and serving their food. This requires a loving person. Many people work for a technology company in sales, whether you are selling computers, televisions, or cell phones. The world of selling and learning about new technology is exciting. Speaking of exciting tech jobs, have you ever been to the Apple Store? Apple hires geniuses to help customers at their stores to troubleshoot, diagnose, and repair issues with Apple products. Another interesting job is working as a lawyer or at a law office. A lawyer or an attorney's job is to represent someone who needs support with a legal matter such as drafting documents for people or companies, and going to court if needed. Many people help out in a law office. Lastly, we have working at a bagel shop. Working at a bagel shop is a fun and tasty job. Workers in a bagel shop have to help customers, run the register, prepare the bagels, and stock the shop. Now get ready to match the jobs I just mentioned with the teachers you see on the next slides. These are all jobs they had before they started their career at DWE. If you watch this broadcast early, don't tell your friends the answers. Let them try to guess. Okay, first we have Miss Marshall. Miss Marshall, before she started her career as a teacher, she was A, a lifeguard, B, a sales associate, technology, or C, a bagel shop worker. Write down your answer or vote as a class. Feel free to pause this video to place your vote. Next, we have Miss Kinder. Miss Kinder, before she started her career as a teacher, was A, a science lab worker, B, a retirement home food service worker, or C, an attorney/law office lawyer or paralegal assistant. This is our Miss Allen. Next up, before she started her career as a teacher, she worked as a genius at Apple, B, a lifeguard, or C, a science lab worker. Our next staff member is Mr. Shaver. Mr. Shaver, before he started his teaching career, he worked as a pool construction worker, B, a science lab worker, or C, a genius at Apple. Our next staff member is Mr. Beatrice. Mr. Beatrice, before he started his teaching career, he worked in A, an attorney/lawyer's office, B, in pool construction, or C, as a lifeguard. Next up is Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry, before he started his custodial career, he worked as A, genius at Apple, B, in a retirement home food service, or C, as a sales associate technology. Next, we have Miss Krause. Before she started her career as a teacher, she was an attorney/lawyer or paralegal assistant, B, a bagel shop worker, or C, a lifeguard. Lastly, for this week, before she started her career, we have Miss Schreiner. Before she started her career as a teacher, she worked in A, retirement home food service, B, as a bagel shop worker, or C, as a sales associate in a technology store. Thank you for participating in Guess Which Teacher Job Contest. Stay tuned to our broadcast as we reveal the answers at the end of today's stories. Birthdays for today are Kyrie, Muhammad T, Sama, and Nas. Happy birthday. We have no Tuesday's birthdays. Celebrating on Wednesday of this week is Chloe and Mrs. Young. On Thursday, wish a happy birthday to Kevin, Matthew, and Eunice. On Friday, Rokia and Jory are celebrating a birthday.
And over the weekend, Muhammad, Yusuf, Abdullahi, and Perla are celebrating a birthday. If we ever forget to announce your birthday, please let a news crew member know.
Have a great week, DWE, and always live the right way. Hello, everyone. This is Helen, reporter from the DWE NC, back to report to you the answers to today's Guess Which Teacher Job Contest quiz. Here we go. Miss Marshall. Miss Marshall, before she started her career as a teacher, she was a lifeguard. Wow, she kept the pools safe. Next, we have Miss Kinder. before she started her career as a teacher, she was a retirement home food service worker, serving meals to older citizens. Takes lots of love and patience. Next up is our Miss Allen. Next up, before she started her career as a teacher, she worked as a medical lab scientist. Ask her about this interesting job. Next, our next staff member is Mr. Shaver. Mr. Shaver, before he started his career as a teacher, his teaching career, he worked as an Apple genius. He helped to troubleshoot all of those pesky issues with technology. Our next staff member is Mr. Beatrice. Mr. Beatrice, before he started his teacher career, worked in pool construction. He worked with his brother to build pools for people. Next up is Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry, before he started his custodial career, he worked in sales at a technology company. It would be interesting to learn about the latest devices and appliances. Next, we have Miss Krause. Before she started her career as a teacher, she was an assistant in law office. Ask her about this interesting job. Lastly, we have Miss Schreiner. Miss Schreiner, before she became a teacher, she worked in a bagel shop. She used her kindness to serve bagels to customers. Thank you for participating in Guess Which Teacher Job contest. Tune in next week for more information about exciting jobs and careers.